Good morning. Before we get into a thrifting day, I just wanted to take a moment to speak to you guys as my viewers and as people I consider to be my friends about the racial injustice that is currently happening in the world. If you do not think that racism is a problem because it doesn't affect you personally, that is called privilege. White privilege is real, and the first step for us as white people is to acknowledge that, accept it, and use that privilege to help elevate the voices of the Black community. Use that privilege to hold other people in your life accountable when you are faced with racist remarks, racist comments from your family, your friends. If you don't know what to say because perhaps maybe you're afraid of being wrong, realize that that is okay, and that is what is going to happen along our journey. You may be corrected, you may be called out, but those things will help you to become a better ally. And if you are more comfortable just sharing facts, it is very difficult to be wrong when you are stating facts. So that is sort of another way that you could speak up without the fear of being wrong. Casey Neistat made a video, and in it he spoke about how everybody loves to quote Dr. Martin Luther King. You know, he asked the question, would you have marched with him back then? Because back then, he was not loved, he was not praised, he was vilified. In the same respect that our protesters and people speaking their voices are being seen as looters and as dangerous, he was seen as dangerous as well. So when he marched, would you have walked with him? Because that is what is currently happening in present day. There are people marching, there are people making sure that their voices are heard, and they are being seen as destructive, they are being seen as violent. When you have kids and your kids ask you about this moment, what side of history do you want to stand on? And I truly hope that your answer is you want to tell your kids that you fought for racial equality, that you fought for justice. This is not the time to stay silent. Vote, support Black-owned businesses and creators, sign petitions, donate, protest if you're able to. This is our time. Let's be the change. Good morning, everybody. What is up? Welcome back to my channel. Believe it or not, we're going thrifting. The thrift stores have been open for a couple weeks now. I definitely didn't want to just like go thrifting like for no reason. The reason we are going thrifting today is because I desperately need shorts. It is so hot out, and I own one pair of shorts that I actually don't even like. I do this about once at the beginning of every summer. I try to find shorts basically, and I wanted to kind of take you guys along that journey of like, I usually buy men's jeans and then I like tailor them to fit me. So I want to take you on the journey of finding them, DIYing. Let me just take you through my whole process of this. I do have my mask with me. We're going to be safe and we're going to keep our distance. All right, let's go. If you are having trouble hearing me, this is obviously why. I am starting in home decor because I don't know, I just want to look, but look at this. I don't know, I think it's like a planter basket. It's only $3.99. It's very cute. I remember this vase from right before COVID happened and the stores closed, and it's still here. This was also here like the last time I was here, and I thought it could be like cute in like a kitchen or in like the bathroom, and you could just like sit your like products on it or something. Let me walk you through the journey that is finding the perfect pair of vintage high-waisted shorts. This journey first starts in women's shorts. I always go here first just because I like to get it out of the way. There's usually not a lot of choice here. I'm looking for that kind of like 90s vintage mom shorts. There used to be a whole lot of choice in this section over the last couple of years. I find that a lot of it has just been picked over and now lives in vintage stores. So I'm seeing like a lot of low-rise stuff
but I do like to look anyways because I am kind of searching for some like floral, flowy shorts as well as that denim. The next place we're going to head to are women's jeans. So now, same thing, we're looking for some high-waisted sort of like 90s mom jeans. And again, as you can assume, you are hit with a lot of like low rise. It's a lot of just like sifting through and trying to find nice stuff. I like to check these places because I mean, we're at the thrift store, why not? But I typically know I'm not gonna come out on top in these sections. Okay, so how do I know if something is high rise? Well, you see this little section right here in between the fly and like the crotch. Normally, if this were not a high rise, if this were a low rise, you wouldn't have this large section right here. And that's how, just from looking at a pair of jeans, I know if they're even worth my time to try on. The next place we're going to check out is the men's jean section. This is where I find, you know, the best acid washed, lived in type things that I want to turn into shorts. This is the mother loads. I like to specifically look for the Levi's and or Wrangler tags because those are typically really nice pairs of jeans. Not all the time, but typically they are. If you find that the men's jean sizes are too big for you, so if you don't, you know, fit a 28, a 30, a 36, then you can go to like the boys section and check that out. I know a friend that used to always like shop in the little boys section and she had a lot of good luck there as well.
Y'all, it's so hot. It's so flippin' hot. So I got one pair of pants, men's pants. Men's tend to be high-waisted on women just because the size of the fly is a lot longer. I typically only like to wear a rise that's about 10 to 11 inches. You could totally bring a like measuring tape or something if you want to check the rise to make it easier, because you're not allowed to try things on at thrift stores right now, at least in Canada. But I can tell that this is a very high rise because normally the fly is like that. And that's just not the rise I want. So I know that these are high-waisted. Hoping that they fit maybe a little loose, but that's okay. Yeah, and they're like the best wash that I wanted, like a light sort of wash. The only thing is they have these like, oh wait, it doesn't matter. I'm cutting these. I was gonna, because I spent so much time being like, I don't like the zipper, but we're cutting them into shorts. So anywho, by the way, I don't know the brand because it's just like this empty little tag. So, but anyways, let's go home, cut these up, see if we can get some shorts so that I don't sweat the entire summer away, shall we?
So here is what the pants ended up looking like on. I thought the fit was actually really amazing. They had a nice high waist to them. The only thing I didn't love is there was no pockets on the back, which I'm not a huge fan of, but like they fit really great and they're high-waisted, so I can't really ask for much more. My first step for cutting these up is I want to figure out where the end of my butt cheeks are. I don't want to cut too short so that my butt's hanging out all the time, so I just like to kind of mark this off while I'm wearing them.
Now, a good starting point if you don't really know how to cut shorts, but you have a pair of shorts that you kind of like. I have these shorts right here, which I kind of like. They're not as high-waisted as I want them to be. That's why they're not my favorite, but this is the only pair of shorts I own. I do like the cut. I'm gonna use this sort of as a guideline. I like that the cut goes up on a diagonal. I kind of would like it even a little bit more diagonal, if I'm honest, but you can kind of use your shorts that you actually already like as a starting place anyways. So take this pair of shorts for example. What I want to do is I want to make sure that this front little section is below the back section so that when we actually go to wear them, this will be kind of the same and we'll have this happen, which means that the back will be just slightly longer than the front, which we like. So cover our butt a little bit more, but like still have the front short enough so that you can sort of see your pockets sticking out and that kind of thing. With this pair of jeans, I'm going to do that exact same thing. Line that up using your old shorts kind of as a guideline. You basically, this is sort of the line that I want to cut on. I would rather cut a little bit longer so that I'm not ruining this amazing pair of pants. I can always go in and cut it shorter, but I can't gain any length back.
I always like to have my first cut a lot longer than I'm going to actually cut. I don't want to mess up, so it's just good to start with like one simple cut. You can always take off a little bit more as you go. So for here, a really good technique actually is to just like fold up the pant leg. That way you're able to see, okay, I want to cut this much off. And yeah, it just sucks if you cut off too much at once. You'll notice in this clip, they're still quite a bit long. I want to do probably like 2 inches of fraying, so I don't want to take off too much. I still want there to be like a little bit of fraying spot, but if you weren't gonna like fray it like I'm going to, you could definitely just cut it shorter and be done with it.
All right, so see how here it tends to be about like the same size? The reason we have that is because we did this like pull down sort of method. So when we pull this up, which is how it will actually sit on our waist, we actually have this, which is amazing, at least for me, covers more of my butt, but like kind of makes it shorter in the front. That's the look I love. So now we have to do this on the other side of the pant. Now I'm taking the seam of this short and I'm gonna line it up with the seam of this pant leg. And then we are going to cut that to match. Okay, so I threw these in the wash and this is what happened to it. So it did fray a little bit, but that's not what I want. If you see on this side, we have like this much longer fray. That's what I want. We left quite a bit of length, and with that length, what I wanted to do was do this like really wide kind of fray. This is the inside of the short. You can see over here, I've already kind of started on everything. All you're going to do is take a pair of tweezers. I have these ones. They're really, really cheap, but I like them because they're really sharp. And then you kind of just like put your tweezer a little bit inside and you pull out. So what you're trying to do is, you see how there's all these white threads that are just like running through the pant. You're trying to connect basically onto them and pull them out. So you can see over here, I have done it to this entire little section, and I want to go all the way down here the whole way across. So it takes time, like if you just sit and like watch TV or something, it's a good thing to do. You're just putting your tweezers inside and pulling out all of those white threads. So I'm gonna finish this up and then throw them in the wash, and I'll show you guys what they look like.
So this is how the shorts turned out. I really love them. Honestly, I feel like I could do maybe like another inch of fraying just to make the fraying like that much better. What I love about adding the fraying is you guys kind of saw how tight the little shorts were when I first cut them. Adding the fraying allows there to be so much more movement in the leg of your shorts, and I just love that about it. So if you're finding like shorts are just too tight on you, do this technique. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I do this like once every summer. That's it from me. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.